It was already late when Jungkook arrived home from the office. But the moment he stepped through the door, he was stopped in his tracks by a tightened breath. His wife, Wine, was trembling and crying uncontrollably. His heart dropped at the sight of his wife in distress. He quickly wrapped his arms around her, holding her tightly to his chest. He could feel the tears rolling down her cheeks, soaking his shirt. Jungkook, what happened, my love? He asked, his voice laced with concern. Why are you crying? His heart ached to see his beloved wife in such distress. He gently stroked her hair, trying to soothe her. His mind raced with question, wondering what could have caused this sudden breakdown. He wanted nothing more than to protect his wife from any harm. He felt a surge of anger towards whoever had dared to upset her. His possessive nature took over, and he vowed to do whatever it took to make her feel safe and loved. Jungkook, love, please tell me what happened, he asked, his voice filled with worry. Was there someone who upset you while I was away, or did something happen at home? He gently held her face in his hand, wiping away her tears with his thumb. Tears welled up in her eyes as she recounted the encounter with his stepbrother. When Alex came by while you were at work. He was saying inappropriate things and making lewd gestures. He tried to touch me, but I managed to fend him off. Her voice quivered with fear and anger. His grip tightened around her as his anger towards Alex intensified. His possessiveness grew even stronger, and he couldn't bear the thought of someone else harming the woman he loved. He pulled her closer to his chest, his protective instincts in full force. Changok, don't worry, my love, he whispered, his voice filled with a mix of anger and reassurance. I won't let anyone harm you. I promise that no one will ever touch you again. You are mine, and I will protect you with everything I have. You are safe with me. He kissed the top of her head, offering her a sense of comfort and security. He tenderly kissed Vian's eyes, whispering, Chago, come with me. He led her out of the mansion, opening the car door for her. Get in, my love. As he settled into the car, she looked at her with a mix of concern and curiosity. Vian, Cookie, where are we going? She took his hand in hers, seeking his answer. He stood by the car door, kissing her head and looking into her eyes with a mix of love and reassurance. Changuk, love, you are strong enough, he whispered, his voice filled with conviction. You have been through so much, but you have grown even stronger because of it. Now it's time to stand up for yourself. I will always be here, supporting you, backing you up every step of the way. You have the strength within you to face whatever comes to your way. He sighed as he looked at her, her watery eyes filled with a swirl of emotion. Jungkook, love you can, he assured her, reaching out took up her face with tender affection. You have the strength, the courage to stand up for yourself. Don't let anyone underestimate you or take advantage of your kindness. You are stronger than you realize. I know it's hard, but please believe in yourself. I'll be here with you. He tenderly kissed her head once more, attempting to reassure her. Before getting into the driver's seat, he turned on the car and started driving towards his stepmom's house. As they entered the living room, they found his stepmom sitting on the sofa sipping her tea. She glanced up and saw Jungkook and Ryan. Oh, Jungkook, what's bringing you here? His gaze was icy as he looked at his stepmom, his voice cold and firm. Jungkook, where's your son? He asked, his tone laced with a hint of anger. Before she gave an answer, he briskly made his way upstairs. Fear and anxiety etched on her face, she called out to him in a shaky voice. Jungkook, wait, he is not here. After some moments, he dragged Alex from upstairs and with the sudden and swift movement startled Ryan, who gasped as Alex fell to her feet. She looked at Jungkook. His stepmother rushed towards him, her voice trembling with shock and disbelief. Are you in your senses, Jungkook? What are you doing? Ignoring his stepmom, he delivered a sharp reupload to Alex's stomach, his eyes blazing with anger. Jungkook, how dare you touch my wife? He growled, his voice filled with a mix of fury and possessiveness. His stepmom rushed forward. She blurted out, stepmom, stop it. He's my son. He's your brother. You bastard, you can do this. You can't come home here and attack him like this. She turned her anger towards him, her voice dripping with frustration. Stepmom, why are you doing this, Jungkook? Are you beating your brother just because of that woman? Can't you see the pain and distress you are causing? Jungkook, that woman is my wife. She is the love of my life. I won't let anyone harm her. He locked eyes with his stepmom, his gaze intense as he continued. Jungkook, she means everything to me and I'll do whatever it takes to protect her. So if anyone threatens her, they are picking a fight with me. And I won't hold back. No one touch my wife without facing the consequences. He clanked Alex by his hair and brought his face close to her. He looked in her eyes, his gaze filled with unwavering sport. Jungkook, Wine, you have the power to do whatever you want with him, unless your anger. He released Alex, causing him to stumble backward. His stepmom's eyes widened in horror. She stepped towards Alex, her face a mixture of anger and determination. She raised her hand and delivered a firm, sounding slap to his face, the sound echoing through the room. Stepmom, how dare, before his stepmom could finish her sentence, he swiftly moved between them, standing protectively in front of Ryan. His gaze hardened as he stared at his stepmom, his voice carrying a warning tone. She unleashed her anger, repeatedly slapping Alex with controlled force, tears streaming down her cheeks. She released weeks of suppressed frustration. He watched her with a proud smile, his eyes filled with love. Seeing his proud smirk, wanted to intervene, but Jungkook's intimidating presence. With a final satisfying strike of her heel, she delivered the last blow, her voice filled with a mix of determination and anger. Why, you son of a pig, she exclaimed, her voice echoing through the room. Her eyes locked onto Alex, a fierce glare that sent chills down. After that, she turned to face him, who immediately pulled her into a tight embrace. Chango, you did well, my love, he whispered, his voice filled with pride and love. He held her close, offering her comfort and reassurance. She clung to him, her tears flow freely. Wine. Thank you, she murmured, her voice laced with a mix of gratitude and relief. In his arms, she found solace, feeling the weight of her anger and frustration slowly lifting. Chanko, come on, love, let's get some ice cream. You deserve it. After all that, he led her out of the room, not sparing a glance at Alex, who lay helplessly on the ground.